Hello, Berenice. I am one of your subscribers. I live in Africa, and like you know, endo is not known well enough. I'm sorry to bother you, but I really need help, and as an endo sister, I know you would understand. I can't talk to my friends about it because I don't want to be pitied, and my sister will just make the situation bad. Last night, my whole support system crashed when my mom's boyfriend tried to say indirectly that I'm a druggie because of the morphine that I get every time the pain returns. I said straight up to him, shut up. And he said to my mom, are you gonna let her talk to me like that? And I said he deserved it. Then he yelled at me, well, if the shoe fits, put it on. This broke me. He's been going on the whole week about the morphine injections, but the worst thing is my mom didn't stand up for me. So I just stormed off to my room crying the whole time. When they went to sleep, she didn't even check up on me. Every time I'm awake, I just cry, like I'm doing now. Since my endo journey started, I was always the positive one, and my mom was the negative one. And last night just broke me entirely. I was always positive because I didn't want people to know how I'm suffering, and I didn't want to take my life because that's against God's choice. I really have no purpose anymore. I went on for the people who love me, and after last night, I just don't want to live anymore. This morning, my mom tried to get in my room to give me breakfast to drink my pills. But I locked the door, and then when I woke up, I heard her saying that she can't go with her boyfriend without checking up on me because I may be dead. She said that with no worry, just like that, as if I'm dead, she leaves and comes back to find me, she would be in trouble. I said, I'm not dead. And after I said that, her boyfriend asked why did I close my door, and I just stayed under the blankets and said, because I can. My mom didn't come to say bye or anything. She just left. The feeling of she wanting me to just be gone keeps replaying in my head so her life can be easier without me. I didn't want to show her boyfriend what an impact his words had on me because I was crying still. My eyes were swollen of all the crying that I had done. My sister doesn't accept him, so I can't talk to her about it because it'll cause a feud between my mom and my sister. At the moment, my mom chose her boyfriend over my sister, and because of that, she's not talking to her like she used to because of the non-accepting thing. I would really appreciate some advice. I feel dead on the inside and can't stop crying. I just want my life to be over. Lots of love, your endo sister, Carol. I received this email at the end of July, and actually I didn't read it on my emails. Carol also decided to DM me on Instagram, and that's where I read it. It was easier to read out now, but when I read it, there are so many red flags in Carol's life right now. She is a young woman with endometriosis, and like most of you guys know, it is a very sometimes painful disease, and because it's invisible, not many people understand it. When it comes to your support group, my biggest support group was my family. And when the doctors tried to tell my father that I was lying about my pain, that I was a drug addict, my father nipped them in the butt very quickly, and he was like, she cannot fake this. She needs pain medicine, but she also needs you to find out what's causing her so much pain so she doesn't keep coming back here. But that was from my father. So now I can imagine, Carol, how you're feeling, right? You're in so much pain. You're frustrated because you've been going to the doctors, you've been getting surgeries, etc, 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 and still nothing is helping. I am very sorry that your mother didn't stand up for you. It was very wrong for her boyfriend to say that you are a drug addict because you need morphine when you're in pain. You're in pain. You need that stuff. This segment that I'm doing is something that is so serious, and I'm gonna call it the many faces of endometriosis, because there are a lot of women that email me on a daily basis and send me Instagram messages, and I want to kind of be their voice. Living with a chronic disease is very difficult, and it's not just physical pain. A person can only take so much pain. You know what I mean? We all have our limits. Now, can you imagine living with that day-to-day pain? It could be a week-to-week pain, but it's still pain. What it does to your mind. So for your mom to say, I just want to make sure she's not dead, just goes to show that she even knows, Carol's mom even knows, that Carol is so depressed and so sad over this illness that she may or may not commit suicide. And you don't want to get this child help because she's a child. I responded to Carol and we talk every week. We check up on each other, or every 2 weeks, but we make sure that each one of us are okay. We need to be a little more careful with the choices of words that we use on women, especially with any stomach issues or pelvic pains. Just know that we are already going through a lot. There are a lot of wrong things in this scenario. So many wrong things, with the boyfriend calling her a drug addict, with the mom not defending her, not checking up on her, saying, like, just putting death out there into the universe. It's all very, very hard to hear, and it saddened me very, very much, because I've been there, Carol. I've been there where I've been in so much pain. Not the actual feeling of wanting to commit suicide, but the feeling of not wanting to live through this pain anymore. And all I can say is that if any of you watching feel hopeless, right? Because that's what it feels like. You feel hopeless. You've done everything that you possibly can to help with your pain, and nothing seems to work. So it would be easier if you were gone. I understand that pain, but you need to seek help and get professional help. And I know it's hard because sometimes you want to turn to your friends or your family, but I've been there where I've said I was in pain so much that they don't really believe me, because it's an invisible illness. They can't see it, and I don't blame them. I don't. When people don't understand something, they don't decide to research it. They're just like, whatever. And they should. 1 out of every 10 women suffer from endometriosis. That's over 170 million women. One of them is me, and the other one is Carol. And I will come on here once a month and read you guys a story of a girl that sent me an email, either thinking she has endometriosis, confirming she has endometriosis, and what they have to go through. So you can finally put a story to that number, right? It's easy for me to say 1 out of every 10 women, but can you really picture it? Can you truly understand? I know that many endo sisters feel the same way as Carol did. Their lack of support system, feeling helpless, extremely sad, getting depressed, anxiety, you get really nervous. That's all completely normal because of how much pain you're in. But you need to seek professional help. If you feel like you don't want to live anymore and your family would be okay without you, it's not okay. You need to seek professional help. You need to talk to someone. There are helplines. There are a bunch of things. I'll try to find them and I'll link them down below. Know that you are not alone and that we have your back. Join support groups, endometriosis support groups. If you're afraid, don't be, because I was afraid for a long time, and now joining these support groups, I realized how many women go through the same emotions that I went through when I was in extreme pain. Thankfully, I'm feeling better now due to my diet change. And it hurts me to know that she doesn't have a support system, you know, because I was very lucky. Not many women are that lucky, to be honest. I want to know what you would tell Carol if she sent you that email of, I don't want to live anymore, my family would be better without me. I mean, I prayed for her and I told her to pray, but I want you to write down in the comments what you would tell Carol, because I'm sure she's gonna be reading it because she does follow me on YouTube. Thank you guys for allowing me to read you guys this email. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more faces or different faces of endometriosis, please give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you share this video. We need to bring more awareness of endometriosis, but also the link to endometriosis and mental health. You know what I mean? Because it's not just physical pain. This is mental and emotional, and people need help, okay? Because believe it or not, women are committing suicide because of how much pain they're in with endometriosis. And if you don't believe me, Google it. What kind of a mother does that? Like, I can't, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, my mom would have, no, what are you doing calling? No. It's just, It makes me so angry to think that there are mothers like that. Like, how dare you do that to your job in this life is to protect your daughter, and you're allowing your boyfriend to talk bad about her in front of her, and you're throwing out death. Like, some people are not meant to be parents. And I'm sorry, Carol's mom, you're not meant to be a mom. You're there to be her support system. And any other family member that's out there and know someone that has endometriosis, know to be very careful with words, because someone with extreme pain already feels sad, already feels like they're a burden, already feels so much anger and frustration. And if you put out these words of death and you're a druggie, you're adding more to that mixture, and it's wrong. It is wrong, and you should not do that.